You got it, Carol. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Monday morning. By Monday, I mean Wednesday morning Mastermind call. We do this Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're looking for more accountability or help, you can join the group. So today, I want to ask you guys what's working, of course, any challenges that you're going through. And then I just want to remind everybody that the eBay white papers is being updated this week and will be available on August 1st for everybody with all of the new updates. And it will also include all the new stuff that's changed on eBay. And also I'll include a $70,000 a year Poshmark guide, which is based on 10 items selling a day for $200 profit. I'm sorry, $20 profit. So 200 profit a day. And then the Whatnot series will also be on there too. And it will also go over Poshmark Live, which is very similar to Whatnot, but with less features. It's kind of like a dumbed down version of Whatnot, but still very effective if you want to do that too. So that's all free for current members that are in the $34.99 tier or higher, and then available for monthly subscribers during the month of August only. After September 1st, it'll be available only for annual members again, just like last time. Okay, Brian, you have a question to start us off, or you want to share something?
Yeah. Hey, Chris, how you doing? How's everybody going? Good morning. We're doing well. Our stores are going up. I just want to give you a progress report. We're doing well, better than what we were, and we appreciate it. And I wanted to ask, is anybody else having problems with the SKUs not printing out on their shipping labels? Because mine, I can't fix it. I can't hear anything.
Sorry, what has been the progress from your store? Why is it different?
Oh, we're making more sales, and we've niched down to very specifics. We're dropping things that don't sell well, and we're staying consistent, and things are looking up. The sales are up, and we're getting closer to that nirvana, or we've been in that nirvana a few days. So
what is do you have a backup in case the SKU doesn't work?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Which is what happened?
What's the backup?
Well, I mean,
so John was able to fix it by re-clicking in a box in the settings to adjust it. But you should, if you print your labels one by one, you shouldn't need the SKU. It's just like an extra double checking of it, but it shouldn't slow you down, hopefully, because you have it on the ship screen. It should still show the SKU. You're saying it's not printing on the label?
And it's not showing. I mean, I guess we can find it or get it or whatever, but the stupid thing isn't on the label. And that's kind of, I mean, we print a pick list and we go, but then we don't know how to know which one goes to what. So it's just asking if anybody else had that problem.
Got it. Yeah, I think that's happened before, but hopefully, ideally, everything when it goes down on eBay, because that's going to happen. I've been selling on eBay, or I was selling on eBay for a long time, and there was never any day where it was perfect. So just got to make sure you have fail-safe stuff set up so that you can check the SKU anyway. Because for me, it was on the label, on the screen, in the listing. So if one of those is not working, I can still find the item. Sally, what are you working on? Are you still thinking about your total amount listed?
Actually, I do. I've got a working one for me. And, I was thinking of Tech last night when he said, hey, I'm just kind of don't do it because, it may not be right for you. Mine is working pretty good for me. I've got it down to my comparison columns, and I'm not interested. I'm concentrating only on the sales aspect. So last night I spent a few hours getting to know my numbers. It's funny. I was blithely plugging numbers into spots on a spreadsheet, and I realized I really needed a refresher on what did they mean. When I look at my 90-day total sales, what does that include? So I broke down everything and kind of looked at it, and I feel much more in control. I think, knowledge is strength. And I don't know about anybody else, but I really kind of talk about sell-through rate and things. And I really had to have a refresher on it. So the answer is yes, I've got my little spreadsheet. It's not pretty, but it's working for me. And it absolutely points out that I don't have, I actually don't have quite enough inventory, but I've got the wrong stuff because when I do the math out. So what I'm doing is setting my goals and steps of what do I want to achieve next? Because if I say, where do I want to be in 3 years? It's not manageable for me on how to get there. So I'm just setting it in increments of about an increase of $5,000. And I'm looking at 90-day totals only because, Chris, that's what I look at. When I open my store and I hit selling, I look and see what the 90-day sell is, how many I've sold, and I kind of work from there. So I'm working on it, and it seems to be working for me. I feel more in control. It's not that I'm not selling enough items. I'm selling enough. They're just not a high enough value. So what I said is, okay, Sal, you need to sell X amount of dollars of gross sales per day in order to meet your target. So I'd like that to only be 5 items, maybe. But until I can get 5 quality items that meet that total, I might have to sell 10. So anyway, it gives me a smaller world to work in. But thank you for all your help, and your spreadsheet has been invaluable as a kind of a guidepost.
Thank you. I just want to share with everybody in YouTube land what we're talking about. And does anybody want to volunteer with their goals today? And do it live. I can go over how many items you need to list and your profit margin. And I think numbers are definitely control, because you can, if you go out sourcing, do you even know what a $20 profit item is? Like, do you know what you need to pay for it and what you need to sell for and how much shipping is and how long it takes you to process it? All of those are power, because it makes it easy to say no. If you don't know how long it's going to take, it's easy to pick it up. Because you're like, well, it could be a great profit. Well, it could be a great profit if you can list it, photograph it, process it, ship it, all of that. But if you don't know, you're just taking a gamble. So I'll just use my example of $70K a year for Poshmark. So the goal would be 6,000 per month pre-tax. I think with inflation, 6,000 is the new 5,000. So when you're just starting, you don't have a big budget. So I'm going to go ahead and put $5 for what I want to pay for my item. And I want to make 20. Okay. And I want to put, since I don't have a lot of money to work with, I need items to sell in 3 months. Okay. So with this example, I need 900 items in my store, which is right here. And I need to buy and sell 10 items per day. This is the math behind this model. According to this, it would take me 23 hours a week to achieve that. I would spend 12 hours looking for things and 11 hours doing all of the processing. It's a 23-hour work week. I'd be making $60 an hour, which is a lot. Now, a lot of you guys, if you are not achieving this goal in 23 hours or less, it's because one of these 9 things is too slow. So sourcing, picking, shipping, prepping, pricing, photography, listing, putting it away, customer service. All of us do the same thing. This blue column or box is the one differential between all of us. The rest of them are the same. How long does it take you to find an item matches your threshold? For some people, it might be $50 profit. With $50 profit, I only need to buy and list 4 items a day. It's harder to find the item, but for some people, probably even for me, I could find 4 $50 profit items just because of what I know. And the best way to find 4 items would be to go physically find them. There's no form of bulk where you could get 4. 4 is not very many items. Like, you wouldn't buy 100 items and throw away 96 to get 4. You would just go get 4. But go ahead, Sally.
The part I'm working on is on the left side.
Yep.
And if your stomach is up for it, let me share. It's just very simple.
Okay.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me get to the share the screen. Let me get to
Okay.
the way. Don't know why that thing just kind of wants to.
This is okay. This is cool.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, so what I did is on the left side, and remember, mine are all based on 90 days. So when you open
Yep.
your selling thing. So my goal right now, I mean, I'm doing really poorly right now for a number of reasons. So I'm saying, why am I not meeting this goal? Well, my gross is a third down. My average sale price loaded, and that's the number including everything sheet is $28 and it should be 35. My sell-through rate is 22. It needs to be 35. My average time to sell is 13 months and I want it to be 6. My inventory is 34. So but look at the number of items. I've got 100 items. I only want 1,200. So gosh, you can begin to see a pattern.
Yep.
My number of sales is not what it should be. My daily sales isn't that far off. I'm just selling the wrong crap.
Yep. That's right.
My sales gross needs to be 166. It's 115 right now. So I need to list as many items right now, getting rid of the crap in my store as I need to hit that 166.
Okay.
So that tells me what my average net before cost of goods is. My cost of sales right now in eBay is 50%. I want it to be 45. This is my next step, not my forever goal. My average price is $2 right now. I want to raise it to $4. I'm going to need to in order to get the higher quality product.
Okay.
And my average buy price. So this is kind of what I'm working on, Chris. It's, as I say, it's not pretty, but it's giving me something that I can glom onto, that I can look at every day. Like right now, I know I'm just about where I need to be, but I've sold 8 or 9 items in order to get there instead of 4.
This is an excellent representation of what you need to do next.
It doesn't it? It kind of, for
Yeah,
me, a numbers person, it says,
definitely.
crap. Anybody who can look in this and can't see, you got too many things in your store that aren't worth enough money to result in you being able to have enough sales to meet your objective.
Okay, this is one of the best things I have looked at, because I'm going to turn off this screen share for a moment. The reason why, in my opinion, this is so solid is a couple things. One is, if you want to increase the profit that you make per item, but you already proven that you can sell things, right? And you made a couple of realizations. One, you said you want to increase your cost of goods. Like you notice in my example, I use $5, and in Tech's example, he uses $8. On average, $8 would be a decent budget. You could buy a few $30 items, $25 items, $50 items, and still have your average be $4 or $5 if you're getting the majority of your stuff for cheap. But that'll greatly increase your average sale price. If you can buy for 50, sell for 100 a couple times, that brings all of the averages up a lot. A $2 average cost is so low. That's like every item you're manually hunting. No one's doing any of the work for you. But the thrift, like, I'm about to head out back in the field soon, and there's going to be items that are worth it that cost 30 at Goodwill. They're totally worth it. They bring the whole thing up. The next thing is that when you know that, okay, here's the question I have for everyone. People always say, I can't find items that are high enough profit. Okay, that's reasonable. Okay, but why do you pick up items that sell slowly? Okay, great. It doesn't make $20 profit, but it doesn't make $20 profit, and it takes 13 months to sell. You know what I mean? Like, you can choose something that will sell faster. Sure, you may not have the knowledge to find the items that sell like, you don't know this Eddie Bauer is worth 70 and that Eddie Bauer is worth 12. You don't know that yet. You can still type in Eddie Bauer and pass in the beginning when you're small, because you don't, like, the average Eddie Bauer takes 13 months to sell or longer.
Chris, I think what you're saying is really true, in that your cost of not knowing when you're new, and if you don't decide to learn, is that you're going to be selling 12 items to make the same amount you could have sold if you'd sold 4.
And that's okay.
That's what it is. And that's what I'm doing. But you have to have something you're aiming to. You don't want to always do the drudge, but initially you may have to.
Well, that's the today's title is the truth about reselling hurts. And the truth is that it's always a grind, right? But it can become less of a grind. It's not like, there's no such thing as a no grind reselling model. There is always grinding. It's just that less for more profit. You make a higher hourly rate, it's still a grind. You still gotta to get into the trenches and make it work. But my thing is, if you cannot find the high profit items, please find items that sell quickly for a low profit. Do not also buy items that take a long time to sell. That makes zero sense because you have the eBay app on your phone. You can pick things that sell faster. I would much rather, so Sally has a 1,600 item store and she wants a, let's say 1,200 or let's say 1,000 item store. That is a great goal. And it's okay, even if she has a 500 item store and selling 5, because it gives you margin because your store is smaller. You're not mentally storing 1,600 items in your brain. With a 500 item store selling 5, even if there's smaller profit, she has more mental real estate to work with. That means 2/3 of the space she's using now for the 1,600 items would go away. They would be empty. She would have a small 500 item store, and then in the meantime, work on increasing your Rolodex. But you cannot buy items that are low profit and take 13 months to sell. You'll never get out of this survival mode reselling. Getting to like, gotta either fast or profitable and fast in the beginning. Low profit fast or high profit fast in the beginning. When you have more space, then you start adding on the worst product. But in the beginning, if you don't know the high profit, that's okay. But you do know how fast it's going to sell. The app will tell you. It'll give you a rough idea. No one has CC Filson that lasts 13 months. You're not picking up a North Face jacket that will last 13 months. That's not possible. Devin, question or feedback or what's working? Hope you wear that hat one day on the live. Hopefully he can chat. Maybe not.
While you're waiting, I thought a UFO had landed on his head.
I know, right? John says he's at a 60% average monthly sell-through rate. I can work with that. If your items are selling fast but not enough profit, that's easy to work with. Your items are not selling fast and there's low profit. That's like a huge, like, how many people in the store are doing a massive sale and they still don't get sales? That's a problem. That means your items are not priced. Your items need to be price sensitive.
I have to disagree with that. I have 200 items that are at $1 and they're not selling. So I don't think that that's necessarily the case.
What do you mean?
They're not selling. So
no, I'm saying they're not price sensitive then.
Yeah. Well,
you want to buy items that are price sensitive. That's my point. Like, so, okay. I've kind of been fantasizing about reseller nightmares where I go to somebody's house and then redo their whole store. So I was thinking about Jen, even though Jen's store is pretty good. But what if I went to Jen's store, right? And I just had 48 hours to prove that I'm not a BS guru and I actually know what I'm doing. So Jen goes on vacation with Dana and Kayla and Sally. You guys go to Paris for a week. I go to her store. And my job is to do what I can do for a week, right? So I was thinking I would literally sleep on the floor because there's probably a lot of stuff to do. So I would wake up, try to optimize all the listings the best that I could. I'd do as many discounts and markdowns the best that I could. And then I would go hunt the coolest stuff I could in Phoenix and just try to bulk up this with great stuff. So, but the thing is, I was thinking 1 week is not really enough time, but I think I could do some damage. I think if I was in somebody's store for 1 week, I could make a lot of changes. I could remove a lot of junk out of your store. I would donate a whole bunch of stuff. I would thrift in your area and add in a whole bunch of awesome stuff. I would do anything and everything to try to make it work, right? And I would rather sleep on the floor than drive to a hotel and then drive back because there's not enough time. Because I'll give you an example. Tech kind of gave a preview of his shop to me privately, and I realized, holy crap, I am inefficient. Okay, and for the last 2 months, I have been removing stuff out of my store hardcore, like all day, removing junk out of my store, moving things closer, doing all this stuff. And that's me. And I feel, and I already make a full-time living doing this. Right. So if I'm in somebody's store that's not making a full-time living, it's going to be crazy. And this is kind of what I was wondering. Isaiah was asking me, hey, are you like your Poshmark store? What's up with that? Why is it selling so many things? And I was thinking, man, there's like 1,000 different things I do in my store to make it work. It's like not just one thing. But if Isaiah were to come work in my store, listing the same kind of items as me, it would still be on fire. It would be fire. If you guys worked in my store, you would get tons of sales. But here's the question. If I worked in your store, would I get tons of sales? Or is it just my setup and my, could I go to Sally's store and make it turn it upside down, and the items that she has, move them quicker, and then in her area find items to bring the ASP up?
If you did it incognito and the YouTube world didn't know you did it,
Yeah.
I still think you'd probably rock my store for sure.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, could I
So
say,
you should come here and do Chris. You should do that. I wholeheartedly extend. Come and live with me.
no,
Seriously.
it would be
And bring
Dana
your
first, 'cause
kids, bring your kids and your
Oh,
wife.
hey, come here. Come here.
it would be Dana.
Back off. I had him first.
It would be Dana first because she's my neighbor. But the like it just made me wonder, like, does it not work if it's not me? Can I not make Max's store good? Is it just because it's me? Is it really only YouTube?
Okay, Chris, I hate to
No,
butt in here.
no, that's not fair.
I have a question.
Yeah, go
Could you do a put your idea in writing and put the steps and say, okay, step number 1, Sally Smith or whoever you are, in order for me to even consider doing this, here's a list of things you need to do, information you need to provide, and check back with me in a month and see if you do exactly what I tell you to do. Send me pictures of this, reveal your books. If you do exactly what I do in a month, then we'll go to step 2, which is maybe I'll give you some hands-on coaching. I like the part where people have to do something.
We
Of
have
course,
all the white papers.
No. Yeah, we did make that, but I'm saying I'm just thinking, is it only because of who I am? I don't have any other skills. I can't just show up to somebody's store and make it work. Go ahead, Len.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, I actually was thinking about that too. One of my big things was I'm actually already restarting my store. I had about 70 items and I realized I'm not tied to anything. So I just went through and took out like 20, 30 items. I'm like, I don't care. I want to start over. So my question to you is, I'm looking at my calculator right now, or the Excel sheet.
Yeah.
So, okay. So 2 things, right? Since I'm new, don't have the money, don't have the time, but I'm really tight on time. So I can make the money. I know that. Right now, like I said, I've got about 12 hours of source. And with everything going on with this and finding out, I'm kind of repivoting to like, how am I going to have to make this work in the future? Being that I only have 12 hours, is it good to look in reverse at the Excel sheet like that? So, okay, so I just kept punching in a monthly income goal until it got to how many hours I actually have out of it, right? So it makes sense. So that means I would have $2,000 pre-tax. Should I be looking at it any other way, or just go from that and just keep building on top of that? If you only had 12 hours, if you were me, to source a week.
So it would be the same if it was me or you, how you would use that time. Essentially, with 12 hours a week, it would probably be 8 to 12 hours total, or 12 hours of source.
Just source. I'm gonna, like I said a couple of weeks ago, before I found out all this injury stuff, I'm gonna do everything in the morning as far as clerical, packing, shipping. Everything will be done before my family wakes up.
Okay, so I would say the first thing would be to do the zip code call in the group, figure out what brands, what things are available in your area first, and then I would make a route of what your area looks like.
Okay.
Then you'd want to figure out the best time. Like, okay, if I were, what state do you live in?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, so if I went to North Carolina, I decided to go to Len's store, and I can, okay, this sounds so weird, but from the second the plane landed until when I left, I would grind, because I don't, there's no other way to do it. We wouldn't plan anything because I don't know. Because
Right.
I've never lived in North Carolina. I don't know what's in the area. I have
Geographic,
no idea
right.
what brands are available. I would show
Sure.
up, try and figure out what does this state even have,
Right.
right? Do I need to drive to a different state to find stuff? I don't know. So we would make a list of every single thrift store in the area. We would go, we would figure out if there's any flea markets. We would look at Facebook Marketplace. We would look at Craigslist and see if there's any easy money. We would do entire time driving around. We would look for stuff on the side of the curb that we could pick up for free. Then
Sure.
we would go home, list the best stuff that we could find, and then we would force the stuff in your store right now to sell so you can get more cash flow. It would be like,
Right.
okay, this is at 10. Does it sell today for 8? Because I really want 6 after fees to go to add to my ammunition to go buy stuff.
So I'm on the right track. That's great because I've just been taking everything and I'm like, hey, this has been sitting here for 4 or 5 months. It's not selling at $12. I'm going to sell it at $5. I'm just clearing it out because I don't care. I've also taken every single thrift in my area and I've mapped it out. So I've got 35 spots listed. And I also just started looking at South Carolina because they have a lot more bins down there. So, so I am on the right track that way. So if I only had 12 hours, just grind it out, source it out, but don't change anything else the way I'm doing it until I can meet that. And that's 2,000 a month, means selling 3 a day, listing 3 a day, correct?
That's right. So
Okay.
Back here real quick. All of these things do matter. You need to be able to walk straight to your item. You need to be able to pack stuff in 2 minutes or less. You need to be able to reset the zero in it quickly. You need to be able to find out what to price your item in 3 minutes or less. 2 minutes for photography. 2 minutes for listing, not including research, putting the items away, customer service, all of that. If you can do all of that, like a couple an hour, then the rest of your time is sourcing. Literally, for most people, they should be spending 50 to 80% of their day sourcing.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I feel pretty good about everything and I know it'll get better, but I just was curious how you thought about looking at it that way. Cause it's like, I have this goal in my mind of what I want per month. Well, I type in $6,000 a month. Well, that's great. Do I have 39 hours a week to do that right now? No. So we have to work with what we have. So I appreciate it.
Yep. We'll go to Monica and then I'll answer Bill's question.
Hey, Chris. So the concept is of, cleaning your store. You did that before. So I kind of follow that also. I got the issue that I had a lot of stuff to actually get rid of. And, but tech, if I am not mistaken, what Tech was saying is that if you already did the work, just sell it because you did the work. So maybe just lower the price as much as you can, but you already did the work. So because I have all the items that I need to get rid of and I didn't know how to, but I pulled it out of my store, I kind of put it back and they start selling and I lower the price. So that way I have some cash flow for, keep using. So, yeah, that's what Tech told me to just, just keep selling what I already have worked. Because at the beginning, of course, we make a lot of mistakes, I guess. Like for me, yeah, I did a lot of mistakes. And I still do.
I think that's a good strategy because you've already done the work of photos and listing, item specifics, price research. When you lower the price, if it just kind of scares me because if you lower your price and it still doesn't sell, that's a huge problem. That means that the item is not like it makes like the item is not price sensitive, which is the most dangerous type of item to buy when you're starting.
Yeah, the thing is like you already did a mistake. That's the thing. It's not like
I'm just saying, how do we get out of that mistake once we've made it?
It's just like I think you also said that sometimes we had to let it go to even the lower price, even if maybe a little loss for us, but it's a lesson learned. So we know next time this is not the junk that I will pick next time. I will do better. So it's kind of like that, I guess. I don't know. I'll take it personally. I take it like that. I'm still learning a lot. I really am.
Yeah.
But that was my thing. And I think in your case for the sales on your Poshmark, you have to do a lot that you're a YouTuber. You can do a lot of the things that you do, and another store, but maybe not be, you know, in the amount that you are so successful, I think it's because of the crowd that you have behind you. But I still, I think you gave you a lot of your points. Yeah.
I just feel like I could show up at your house and 2 weeks later your sales would be on fire. I just don't believe it. I have no skills. I can't do it with somebody else's crappy store. I don't believe it. I feel like I could show up no matter how bad your items are, I could sell them. I don't believe it. I feel like, is it really only my reputation? I can't sell 10 items on Poshmark a day without it.
But I don't think like because you have a good items, I don't think you can do like with bad items. For example, in my store, I have, you know, fair items and then I have bad items. I know that. So I don't think you can do with bad items. You can do with, you know, decent items and good items, like you have.
I want to make a video that says I don't know how to make the title something like, I made a subscriber's eBay store successful to prove it's not fake. Something like that. Because it's not fake.
No,
There's
it's
nothing
not.
I'm doing that's fake.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's not.
Okay, like, okay, my sales on Poshmark are ridiculous. Maybe some of that is my audience, but it's not all of it. Like the goal on Poshmark for my example is 10 sales a day. I have like 30 sales a day. 10 of them, like not all 30 of them are because of my audience.
But I think somebody was telling you yesterday also, and I don't know, it's like we have one item, but you have a lot of the same. So, you know, you have repeat.
No, but that you guys can do that too.
We would have to find that.
Some of the items that I bought that are in my closet are okay, here's the thing. If you were to look in my closet and you didn't do any homework, you would essentially only have one conclusion, which is, wow, he sells a lot of replenishable shoes. If you didn't do any more homework than that, then you didn't learn anything.
What we can do is
a lot of items in my store that are horrible. Okay, let me give you an example. Yesterday, a lady sent me a Farm Rio dress, amazing dress. It's like $1,300 new, amazing condition, great title, amazing photographs, great description, 10 measurements, will not sell. It's a size small and she has it listed for $49. That's way too high for a size small. It has everything, but not very many people can fit in that dress. It has a tiny population of people who are looking for that dress, and people who are size small can wear Gucci for $50. That's how desperate people, there's so much size small on all these platforms. It's really hard. I even think at $19.99 it wouldn't sell fast, just because there's not that many people looking for that thing. Could it sell for 50? Sure, it's worth 50 all day, but it's just going to take a long time to find the person that looks for that. For me, I would sell for $12 and move on because it's too hard. I wouldn't pick a size small dress in the beginning because it's too hard. It's too hard for me. I want to pick stuff that's easy. The biggest hack from my Poshmark closet is I handpicked the items that are in there. All of the items in there sell fast. And here's something that's crazy. The most proud sale I have is I sold a double extra large shirt with a boat on it for $8. That's amazing. It's horrible shirt. It's purple, worst color. It has a picture of a boat on it in the San Francisco Bay, which means nothing to anybody. The only reason this sold is it's 2XL. That's it. It's 2XL and somebody wanted that color shirt. Maybe they thought the boat was cool, but it blew my mind because I just have 80 of these shirts and I need to sell them. But that's purely the size selling it. A picture with a boat on it, that's terrible. But if like I could sell it easier maybe than a size small or a size extra small fancy dress. It's the stuff that's in my store. Plus, I just feel like if I put that stuff in your store, it would be fire. And I feel like it's not fake. I can go to somebody's store and make it better. Your store with your items. Then I was making a joke. I said, Tech, what happens if you show up at Isaiah's store? Can you make it successful? And he said, yes. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it that we could show up and not make your store better without the audience. What about Tech? He's way bigger than me and he's not on social. People don't even know what he looks like. What does tech and sports mean? Nothing to do with clothing. Tech and sports have nothing to do with clothing. And his picture is the terror squad logo. It has nothing to do with, anything. It's not related. Okay, so Bill asked the question, talk about free and charging shipping. Free shipping ranks higher than charging for shipping. Also, some people search free shipping only. Okay, so you will automatically lose some customers if you charge for shipping. However, on pre-owned items, people don't usually click that button. On brand new items, they do, because brand new, you're looking for a memory card and you don't want to pay shipping. Like 99% of the people selling memory cards have free shipping, but not 99% of people are offering free shipping on used items. So if you charge a reasonable rate, it shouldn't affect your sales too much if you charge market rate or what shipping actually costs. Because for me personally, $18.99 plus $6 shipping sounds cheaper than $25 free shipping. It's just like somebody buying a shirt. Doesn't seem that bad. Actually, in some cases, $25 free shipping sounds more expensive to some customers, but it will help your rank if you have free shipping for sure. Some people will only sort by free shipping. And I heard from eBay that only 4% of people offer free returns. It's not very many. That means on this call, right? On this call, everybody's in the 4%, but it's not that hard to stand out. If you have reasonable shipping, free returns, good item, good price, you'll do better than 80% of people. People don't do it. And the average person takes 9 days to ship an item. I mean, it's not, you should be crushing. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that it's 100% YouTube. I think I could come to anyone's store and make it better. But you need to give me full control. The average full-time reseller does $2,000 a month gross. They sell between 0 and 5 items a day, and they have a 5% sell-through rate. Kayla, what state are you guys in? When I plan my farewell tour, I'll come and fix everybody's store before I leave. Arkansas, nice.
Hey, you come to Georgia, California guy, come to Georgia. We'll take you out of the woods and take you gator hunting, big dog.
Gator hunt sounds fun. I feel like, man, I can't believe people hunt gators like mano y mano. They really, that sounds wild to me.
Full license and everything. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we use all the. I'm not trying to get into a debate with anybody about whatever, but we use all.
What does it taste like? I have never eaten gator.
Tastes like chicken. I mean, I swear.
Okay.
It
Right.
tastes like chicken.
No, I believe you. Yeah. Is it like dark meat?
No, it's white.
Interesting.
It's good.
Are there a lot of are gators
like dry chicken?
Dry chicken? Are they endangered at
You
all?
have to marinate it right. Why not just eat chicken? Because it's fun to go do, and there's a lot of gators, and we have a license for it. So I don't want to just eat chicken. I mean, man was not made to eat bread alone or whatever they say. So
Okay. Andrew says gator meat tastes like chicken but has the texture of shrimp. Okay, well, I'm excited. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun. A little dangerous though. I don't want to go out that way. Ben, where in Arizona are you? Because I do want to come visit. I actually really enjoyed Phoenix. I went with my wife for a couple of days and it was fun. It was hot, but it was fun.
I'm about 40 minutes from Phoenix. I'm
Okay.
in a city called Maricopa, not too far.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it. There's like a I really like Arizona. That's cool. It's just a little because the heat is also dry. I think it's
Yeah,
less,
you should come now when it's like 119. You'll love it.
but it was more like in Florida, the humidity wrecks you. It's really hard. But the whole point is, let me see. Christine, can you chat? Hopefully she can chat. Maybe not. Katie's Treasures, are you guys available? What state are you guys in? Hopefully they can chat. No, they're busy too. Katie's Treasures, are you guys available to chat?
What's up?
Yeah. Oh, so what would I do if I came to your place?
You would probably, if we took you might turn around and leave. He's probably right.
No, but no, I'm not. I'm there to fix something. What would I work on?
You would definitely finish combining our stores and optimize our listings for sure, because we took your advice, we sat down, we did a lot of pros and cons, and I've been learning the business on the computer. Usually Tim does all the computer work and I do all the packing and everything else. Well, I'm learning that. And even just the last couple of days, I'm like, this is such a pain in the butt. You got to log out of one store to log into the other store. And we're like, this is so stupid. Like, just combine it, save the money. We figured out we are going to have to pay a fee to cancel our one store, which is like $140. But
Okay.
for the rest of the year, we have to pay $700 and some dollars. So we're saving like $500.
How many items are in each store?
About 14 to 1,500.
In both?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many items are each store selling?
Well, we failed miserably in the last month, so we're probably selling 3 to 5 a day.
In each store?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how I would approach it. Let's say I showed up. I would probably discount both stores a little bit actually, before that, first thing I would do is optimize all the stores, both stores, right? And I would put fresh listings into one store. The store that I'm trying to keep, I would put fresh listings into that store. I would optimize both stores and I would slowly sell down one of the stores that you don't want, because I would not remove an item and put it in the other one.
Oh, okay. We're actually doing that right now. Like, we have been optimizing this stuff in the second store that we're going to do away with. And we've been marking it down significantly. I've been sending offers for 50% off. And I think we have a 33% off sale going on it now. We just want to get it emptied, sell it.
What is the quality of the listings between the two stores? Is one store have better quality than the other?
I believe that the second store that we started is a better quality, because that's when we started getting smarter about what we were doing.
Yeah. So this is like kind of a flyer, but I might use InkFrog and download one store's listings into the library, and then launch all 1,400 in the other store and close one store. Just have one store. You can download and re-upload like the everything from one store to another.
That's actually the program that I found, because we were researching, and that's the one that I told him we need to use after my research.
Yeah, you could download it, re-upload it, and then pump fresh listings in. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Got to pump fresh listings in, optimize, liquidate, and then I would start donating stuff that doesn't matter.
Yep.
And then I'd probably, hopefully you guys have 2 cars. I would just fill it up with stuff that doesn't matter.
We're doing that,
Or-
actually.
We would order some pizzas and we would just work.
There you go.
There's no like that's why nobody wants to hang out with me, because it's all work, no fun. But that's fun to me. I want to see if I can turn the store around.
Actually, my brother is here right now staying with us, and apparently he's been telling my parents that that's literally all we do. We wake up, we work, we go till the last couple of nights we've been going till 11-ish.
Wow.
That's because we are trying to, we're basically putting out a YouTube video that's going to say, we messed up, we're starting over, and we are cleaning out. Like, we're done. It's got to end. We're not buying anymore. Maybe 1 storage a week to 2 weeks until everything is cleaned out, dealt with, donated, sold at the flea market, yard sale, listed, or whatever.
Okay. How do you rate your workspace of 1 to 10?
We're actually, this is our office right here. I try to organize, but it gets away from us. But we're actually going to move our bedroom up here and move our office downstairs so we don't have to go up and downstairs 50 million times a day when we're doing Amazon orders, eBay, listing, whatever. We go up and down the stairs so many times. We're 53 and 55. We have 10 years to get this crap done. And so we got to make it optimal for the next 10 years.
Okay, I love that. So you want to make as much money as you can in 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're paying
Okay.
cash for the house we're in. So we've been really building a nest egg to pay cash for the house we're in right now.
I love it.
We only need about, what, 7,000 more of 50,000.
That's awesome. That's totally achievable.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think of what, I don't know. I guess I would need a walk around to see what I would try and tackle first, but I would just focus on putting the best items that I could into your store from wherever you are first. Make sure that is set up. I would get everything out of the way that makes it harder for that. And you know, that's all you can do. And then I think that's, people have too much stuff and it causes clutter and it slows things down. And that's really the big,
Amen.
yeah, that's what I would work on.
Thank you.
Yep. Dan, have I talked to you before? What's up? How's it going? What are you working on? Yep. Hopefully you can chat.
Sorry, I'm sitting here labeling bags and had mute
Oh,
on.
good. What are you working on?
Just getting bags labeled for today.
And where are you at in your process? Have I talked to you before?
Not much besides you kicking me out every month.
Fair enough. What is the what's been working for you?
So we did our big move, and so we had to work through sourcing issues. In this area, people don't buy nice clothes for work; they buy them for play. So we changed the store over into basically an outfitting store. All, you know, the LL Beans, things of that nature. The more durable clothes versus the, you know, dress clothes. We delisted half our store last week, about 500 listings, went through every single one of them and put everything back up that was worth it, and traction's starting to pick back up already. So it's just a matter of completely just redoing everything and starting fresh.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
Chris, can I ask him a question about that? So you
Please.
delisted a lot of items. Did you see any immediate negative effect?
Not really. Like, you could obviously, so though all of those items were 60% off and still not selling. So my 60% off is 251 plus days. So yeah, there was a drop, but it was only about a 25% drop in views because of how horrible those listings were. Because they were the original listings, they were Sellhound listings that had been tweaked a little bit, but never fully redone. And so just to be out from, that was the rack that was, every time we sold anything off that rack, it was what's going to happen at the other end of this. So 95% of my INADs came off of that SKU range.
Yeah, that is so interesting. So the items that you discount still don't sell. A lot of people fear when you delete 100 or 500 listings out of your store that it will ruin your traffic or mess up your thing. But I would guess it would have the opposite effect, because you are removing the lowest performing items from your store, and eBay will still give you X amount of traffic. So if they give you X amount of traffic and it's all going towards the other listings, because like what's happening is people are going to those old listings that are discounted and they're still not buying. It's not like no one is looking. So then you funnel them into your newer items instead. That should totally work. There's no reason why that would go down. A higher sell-through rate triggers the entire. I mean, another reason why listing fresh items daily works is because when you list like 10 items, sometimes one or more will sell in the first day or two. And that sell-through rate is hundreds or thousands of %, because listed today sells tomorrow. That's like turbocharges the whole store. So Kayla, I have seen that on a few people's traffic report why traffic dipped, but that can be a site change, that can be a promotion ending, that can be 2 or 3 days after inconsistent listing. There's a whole bunch of reasons why traffic could dip, but it also could be how they count impressions. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. That's all temporary. All of the questions about like, hey, is anybody else having problems with this, or did anybody else notice this? Most of those are just one time, 1 week, 1 month things. And like KT was saying, we're in business for 10 years or forever. Dan hunts coyotes and groundhogs out of his office window. You know what we have here? Mountain lions. That's kind of crazy. Danny, did you know that? There are mountain lions in Oakland. Let's see. I think for a lot of people in the group, if I came and visited you, all we would do is source. Because your store is already set up, right? So it's just, maybe I would clean your office a little bit, but mainly we would just look for the best possible items, check out your local flea markets, check out your local bins, figure out what you're selling. And if you become known for selling something, you get more deals. Like once, so maybe this is not a secret, but when I bought like 2,000 pairs of size 9 Clark shoes, after that, like all of the shoe people that liquidate shoes started calling me, because that's like, who can even move that? 2,000 pairs of one size. That's not good. So that helped a lot. Now I have a whole bunch of inbound. What? Good.
That's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough. So 2,000 pairs of the same shoe, same size, and it's red. That's not the best. So once I started figuring out how to do some more liquidation stuff, I started getting more calls, and it made me think I guess establishing yourself in your area as the person that does this might be the #1 thing you can do with your time. And then you gotta not overbuy. That's it. You're the best in your area at doing this, but you can't overbuy. So in the event that a bulk offer is offered to you, you need to be able to buy and use what you need and offload the rest of it immediately, so it doesn't clog up your store. Blaine said he'd probably need help organizing a listing. I would be okay with that too. If I came to your place and you wanted to double your listing goal, I could probably help you do that. Right? We would look at, and hopefully you could double your listing goal in 50% more time. Because if I came in and I just said, oh, just work twice as many hours, I would have failed you. I would have loved to find something that makes it faster. Sally, what do you think? If I came in and stayed at your guest house, what would I work on in your store?
You know, I think you would work, what I would want you to work on is not sourcing. You've given me enough information so I can study and source. It's getting the metrics in line. How do I get from the column that says target to the column that says actual?
Yeah.
And what I would hope is that, you know, I don't think the store needs to be reorganized. It's functional. The flow is good. I have lots of space. It's just I have the wrong numbers in that matrix. So I would guess that probably within, I don't think it'd take you very long, maybe, I don't know, less than a week of working with me on the matrix and then comparing what I have in my inventory and what I have to sell that doesn't fit into, just come up with a key of why I'm not at my target. And you can see from that chart I showed you that I have bulges in different areas, and I'm just wanting to bring them all in. How do I bring my goals and my actual in sync?
I'm trying to think of, because I'm trying to think of how I could actually do this with my family. I have plenty of time to work during the day, but I guess what I would
You know
do is,
what? You mean have your family with you? Well, I don't know. Look at
I think what I would do is, I think I could do some damage in 4 hours. So I would probably, after the morning call, go jump on a plane, fly over, because it doesn't take very long to get anywhere on the West Coast. So 2 hours later, I'd be near you, right? Then we would go in, we would do a 4-hour consultation. I'd be like, Sally, I've seen it all in person. This is what we're doing. Let's do this. And then let's find out what happens in a month.
I think that would be ideal. And here's what I want, you know.
I'll be back for dinner.
Yeah, I'm a good cook. And I do make brownies, but Chris, how much of this could be done if I put my, you know, I've been fishing lately and I started using my GoPro fishing again, and I put it on my shoulder. Why could you and I not do you know, like I have a Zoom room from the old days when I used to YouTube.
Yep.
Do a thing and give you the raw footage. And so you're with me. And I say, this is, I'm walking in, here it is. Start out there. So your 4 hours, you may say, Sally, I don't need to be there 4 hours. We may need to spend 2 hours in different segments. Looking.
That's a lot more efficient. For example, let's say that
I'd like a repeatable process for you, because if it works for me, it would work for other people.
What would work the best in this scenario, if we were trying to be efficient, I would be on FaceTime. Somebody would have me on FaceTime and I would walk around and be like, what's that? What's this? Let's do this. Let's look. Because if I could just watch it or look at it, it would be the same. I wouldn't have to come.
And I think actually, you know, a Zoom room would be even more perfect, because the footage then is recorded, and I have a Zoom room. It would be recorded so that you could take the raw footage, cut it up, re-examine it, use it for whatever YouTube you wanted to. I don't want it. But that if we do FaceTime, then it's kind of lost. And I'm going to say, don't you remember when you said, and you'd say, no, I didn't say that. So, you know, I would like evidence, and I'd like something for me to go back and refer to. I think it would be worth a try, Chris, in order to see if we could successfully set up a template for doing this that would make the best use of your time, that would actually be effective. And that, you know, it would be a really valuable thing for you to sell. You know, if you want, I don't know what, but whatever you wanted to do with it. And here's what it would take. Everything is in place to do it. I would like evidence. It would take, you know, probably, let's say, a total of 6 hours of your time over maybe 3 sessions. Then it would take you evaluating the footage, coming back with a plan, consulting with me on the phone so that I understood the plan. I sign off on the plan, and 1 month later, unless I run into a brick wall that we did not anticipate, come back and say, this is what you did, this is what I did, this was the plan, I followed it, and this is the results. I'm a numbers person, so I have all the numbers. I think it would be interesting to do anyway, but you'd also be welcome to come. It's beautiful here, but for best use of your time and for a repeatable process.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we'll talk about this because I think that, like Hanley is talking about, because in the $99 tier, everyone's giving us a walkthrough of their space and how they do it. So like, what happens when an item lands in your house all the way to when it's shipped? Make a video of that, and then it could be multiple videos, like 1 process, 2 process, 3 process, so we can look at it, and that will work for it. I just want to remind everybody,
Maybe my process you're going to do has to do with, what you want to get, why aren't you there? I don't care about how long it takes me to get there, that I want to get the numbers in line, and then I can work on getting it done in 4 hours instead of 8 hours. So maybe mine, and because I don't have a problem with time, another person's process might be, how do I maximize the little space that I have? That's not a problem I have. How do I find good things? That's not a problem I have. I know you've given me enough information on that. So it could be by categories. Everybody has a different problem. How do I get rid of old inventory? That isn't, that might be one of the solutions you give me. But for mine, it's strictly how do I get from where I want to go to here? How do I get to next step? Not to 5-year goal, but how do I get just this? Because if it works to get incrementally from 10,000 to 15,000, it's going to work to get from 15 to 20, 20 to 25, and so forth. If I understand how to make, how do I make the 2 columns agree? Anyway, just some thoughts.
Tyree, the topic of today's call is that it's always a grind when you resell. So what we're trying to do is just reduce the grind and get more juice out of each action that we do. So it's like, if I were to come to your spot, Tyree, what would I change? What do you think I would change? But before that, everyone's listening on YouTube, I put the link to the listing party on Friday. If you want to join, it's free for 3 hours. Come work with us. I put that link in the chat. But Tyree, what would I do if I came? We'll end on you. If I came to your spot, what would I do for a week?
Easily help me with inventory systems. I think I got everything else down pat.
Okay.
I think I spoke to you before about this when I'm shipping, the my bottleneck is the shipping, but it's not the actual shipping process. It's like pulling the items. So I remember you were saying, I could if I could walk straight to the item, then that would save me a lot of time. I think that's what my bottleneck is. Everything else I really pretty much got down pat. So I just need to work on that.
Okay. So I would go and work on your inventory system.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel, you have to sign up every week, unfortunately. Here's the link for you guys. Yeah, if I'm just coming to fix your inventory, I mean, that would be a huge improvement because you'd be able to walk straight to your item. But thank you, everybody on YouTube. We're taking the rest private for the beginner call with Isaiah.